Imagine spending an entire night in a place where the walls whisper forgotten secrets, where shadows move when no one is there, and where every step feels like you're not alone. Tonight we take you on a terrifying journey through the most haunted places on Earth, where the air is thick with mystery and the past refuses to stay buried. Will you dare to watch until the end? Stay with us. But beware, you may not be watching this alone. Do you believe in ghosts? Tell us in the comments. If you dare, subscribe and stay tuned. Deep in the Rocky Mountains of Colorado, nestled in the quiet town of Estes Park, stands a grand yet eerily unsettling structure, the Stanley Hotel. Built in 1909 by inventor Freeland Oscar Stanley, this beautiful yet mysterious hotel was meant to be a luxurious retreat, but over the years it became infamous for something much more chilling. Something that even inspired one of the scariest horror stories of all time, The Shining by Stephen King. For decades, guests reported strange occurrences, objects moving on their own, ghostly laughter echoing through the halls, and unexplained shadows lurking in the dimly lit corridors. But it wasn't until 1974 that the hotel's terrifying reputation became world famous.
One night, my wife and I stayed here. Coincidentally, we were the only guests in the entire hotel. That night, I had a nightmare so vivid, so horrifying, that it would later become the foundation for The Shining. I saw my young son running through the hotel's halls, screaming in terror as an unseen force chased him. The next morning I woke up, sat down, and began writing what would become one of the most terrifying novels ever written.
But King wasn't the only one who felt something unnatural. Many visitors and paranormal investigators have claimed to witness eerie phenomena, including the ghost of F.O. Stanley. The hotel's founder himself has been spotted walking through the lobby, dressed in his early 1900s suit, as if still managing his grand hotel from beyond the grave. The haunted piano. In the dead of night, the hotel's grand piano often plays by itself. Guests claim it's the ghost of Flora Stanley, F.O. Stanley's wife, who was known for her love of music. Room 217, the most haunted room. This was the room where a housekeeper named Elizabeth Wilson was nearly killed in a gas explosion in 1911. To this day, guests report waking up to find their belongings mysteriously unpacked, their beds neatly tucked in, as if an unseen presence was looking after them. Shadowy figures in hallways. Several guests have described waking up in the middle of the night only to see a dark figure standing at the foot of their bed, watching. So, can you feel the presence of something otherworldly at the Stanley Hotel? Many say yes. If you dare to stay the night, you might hear whispering voices in the corridors, feel sudden cold chills pass through you, or even see flickering lights with no apparent source. Ghost hunters and thrill seekers from around the world visit this hotel, hoping to capture something paranormal on camera. But the real question is, would you dare to spend a night alone in room 217, or do you believe some doors should remain closed forever? Comment below. Would you stay here overnight? Have you ever experienced something paranormal? In the heart of Rajasthan, India, hidden between the Aravalli hills, lies an ancient ruin that carries a dark legend. A place so haunted that even the government has forbidden entry after sunset. Welcome to Bangar Fort, India's most cursed and mysterious ghost town. Built in 1573 by King Bhagwant Das for his son Madho Singh I, Bangar was once a thriving kingdom. The fort, with its grand palaces, temples and marketplaces, stood as a symbol of prosperity. But today, it stands abandoned, its walls whispering secrets of a tragic past.
Legends say Bangar's downfall was caused by a powerful black magician, Singhiya, who fell in love with the beautiful Princess Ratnavati. Knowing he could never have her, he attempted to bewitch her by enchanting a bottle of perfume. But Ratnavati, sensing something sinister, threw the bottle away, and as it shattered, the dark spell backfired, killing the magician instantly.
With his last breath, Singhiya cursed the kingdom, vowing that no one would ever live in Bangar again. And soon after, war struck the land, wiping out the entire city. From that day, Bangar was never inhabited again. Visitors claim to have seen dark, ghostly silhouettes roaming the ruins after sunset. Disembodied voices and whispering, soft murmurs, eerie laughter, and strange music have been heard echoing through the empty halls. Flickering lights and sudden cold spots. Even on the hottest days, some areas of the fort remain unnaturally cold, and flickering lights have been seen where there is no electricity. Vanishing tourists? Locals believe that those who dare to stay after sunset never return. The Indian government has placed an official warning sign outside Bangar, strictly prohibiting visitors from entering after sunset. Even locals refuse to step inside once night falls, fearing the spirits that are said to haunt its ruins. Could it be that the magician's curse still lingers, or is there something even darker that no one has lived to tell? Would you dare to visit Bangar Fort at night? Tell us in the comments, if you're brave enough. Haunted location number 3, Poveglia Island, Italy. The plague-ridden island of no return. Hidden in the Venetian lagoon, just a short boat ride from Venice, lies a place so cursed, so terrifying, that even the bravest souls refuse to set foot on it. Welcome to Poveglia Island, a place where the past still lingers and the cries of the forgotten echo through the air. Poveglia wasn't always a place of nightmares. In the early 1700s, it was a peaceful settlement. But when the Black Plague struck Europe, this tiny island became something much darker, a dumping ground for the sick and dying. Tens of thousands of plague victims were sent here, never to leave again. Their bodies were burned in mass graves, their screams lost to time. It's said that the very soil of Poveglia is made up of over 50% human ash from the countless souls who perished here. As if this island wasn't already cursed enough, in the 1920s, a mental asylum was built here. Patients reported seeing shadowy figures, hearing tortured screams, and feeling an unseen presence watching them. But the worst horror came from the asylum's own doctor. Legend has it that this doctor performed cruel and inhumane experiments on his patients, torturing them in the name of medical research. Eventually, driven mad by the spirits of the island, he climbed to the top of the asylum's bell tower and threw himself off, but locals say he didn't die immediately. Instead, a dark mist, believed to be the spirits of his victims, rose from the ground and dragged him away into the darkness.
Shadowy figures and disembodied screams. Visitors have reported seeing shadowy apparitions lurking in the ruins and hearing screams carried by the wind, even when the island is empty. Whispers in the asylum. Those who have dared to explore the asylum's ruins claim to hear eerie whispers, like patients crying out for help from beyond the grave. The haunted bell tower. Even though the bell has been removed, locals say they still hear it ringing late at night, as if warning intruders to stay away.
Today, Poveglia Island is strictly off-limits and the Italian government has banned entry. Even fishermen refuse to sail near its shores, fearing they might hear the whispers of the dead calling them towards the island. Is Poveglia Island truly haunted? Or is it simply a place swallowed by its horrifying past? Whatever the truth may be, one thing is certain: once you step foot on Poveglia, you may never leave, even if you try. Would you visit Poveglia Island? If given the chance, let us know in the comments, if you dare. Haunted location number 4, Aokigahara Forest, Japan, the infamous suicide forest. Deep within the foothills of Mount Fuji, where the trees grow so thick that daylight barely touches the forest floor, lies one of the most chilling places on Earth. A place where silence speaks louder than words, where compasses fail, and where footsteps vanish into nothingness. This is Aokigahara Forest, Japan's suicide forest. At first glance, Aokigahara looks like any other beautiful, untouched forest. But step inside, and the air changes. The deeper you go, the heavier the silence becomes. Even birds refuse to sing here, as if the trees themselves are listening. For centuries, this forest has been associated with death and despair. In ancient times, it was said that during famine, villagers would abandon the sick and elderly here, leaving them to die among the trees. But in modern times, Aokigahara became known for something even more disturbing. One of the world's most notorious suicide sites. Every year, dozens of people come here and never leave. Some leave trails of ribbons or string, leading from the path to their final resting place. Others vanish into the deep forest, never to be seen again. The government has stopped releasing official numbers, fearing that it may encourage more people to come. The deeper you walk, the more you'll find. Discarded shoes, forgotten backpacks, handwritten notes left behind. Some say the forest whispers to those who enter, urging them to stay forever.
Shadowy figures and ghostly presences. Hikers and explorers have reported seeing dark figures lurking between the trees, disappearing when approached, compasses malfunctioning. Due to high iron deposits in the volcanic soil, compasses and GPS devices often stop working, making it easy to get lost forever. Disembodied voices and unexplained noises. Some claim to hear whispers, soft crying, or chilling laughter echoing through the trees, even when no one else is around. Vanishing footsteps. Many have reported hearing footsteps behind them, only to turn around and find nothing but empty forest.
Despite its dark past, Aokigahara remains a popular hiking destination. Signs are posted at the entrance, urging visitors to reconsider their decisions and seek help. But for those who dare to venture off the trail, the forest holds a silence so deep, it feels almost alive. Is it simply a place of tragedy, or does something more sinister linger among the trees? Whatever the truth may be, once you enter Aokigahara, you may never see the world the same way again. Would you ever walk through Aokigahara at night? Let us know in the comments if you dare. Haunted location number 5, Château de Brissac, France. The ghost of the Green Lady. In the heart of the Loire Valley, surrounded by rolling vineyards and breathtaking French countryside, stands a castle that looks like it belongs in a fairy tale. But behind its majestic towers and golden halls lies a darker secret, one that whispers through the walls at night and lingers in the shadows. Welcome to Château de Brissac, home to one of France's most infamous ghosts, the Green Lady. Château de Brissac is one of the tallest castles in France, dating back to the 11th century. Over the centuries it has witnessed wars, betrayals, and unspeakable horrors, but none more chilling than the tragic tale of Charlotte de Breze. Charlotte was the illegitimate daughter of King Charles VII, married off to Jacques de Brissac, the nobleman who inherited the castle. But this was no fairy tale romance. Charlotte was said to have fallen in love with another man, and late at night she would secretly meet him within these very walls. One fateful night Jacques discovered the affair. Consumed by jealousy and rage, he waited until darkness fell, and then in a fit of fury, he murdered them both. Some say he struck them down in their bedchamber, others whispered that their bodies were hidden behind the walls of the castle, never to be found. But death was not the end for Charlotte. She returned, and she never left.
Ever since that gruesome night, Charlotte's spirit has roamed the castle, forever trapped in the place where she met her tragic end. Those who have spent the night here claim to have seen her ghostly figure dressed in a flowing green gown, her face twisted in agony. Shadowy figure in green guests and staff have reported seeing a woman in a long green dress wandering through the castle's hallways, only to disappear into thin air when approached. A face of horror. Those unlucky enough to glimpse her face up close describe it as hollow, lifeless, with empty black eyes and a mouth frozen in a silent scream. Whispers in the night. In the dead of night, soft weeping sounds can be heard coming from the castle's empty rooms, as if the Green Lady is forever mourning her fate.
Despite its dark history, the chateau remains a luxurious hotel, offering visitors a chance to sleep in the very rooms where Charlotte's ghost still lingers. Many who have stayed here say they've felt cold touches in the night and heard soft footsteps outside their doors, even when no one was there. Is the Green Lady merely a legend, or does her restless spirit still haunt these walls, forever searching for peace? Whatever the truth may be, those who have seen her never forget the terror in her eyes. Would you spend a night at Château de Brissac? Let us know in the comments if you dare. Imagine spending a night in one of the most haunted castles in France, a place where shadows move on their own, where whispers echo through the stone walls, and where the ghost of a murdered woman still roams the halls. This is exactly what we experienced when we dared to spend 24 hours inside Château de Brissac. Hour 1. Arrival and the strange energy. We arrived just as the sun dipped below the horizon. The castle stood tall and imposing, its Gothic towers cutting into the darkening sky. The air was heavy, and as we stepped out of the car, an unnerving chill ran down our spines like we had just stepped into something far older and far more sinister than we could comprehend.
The caretaker, an elderly man with deep-set eyes, met us at the entrance. Before leading us inside, he paused and muttered under his breath, "If you hear the Green Lady crying, don't open your door."
Hour 3. Unexplained noises in the whispering halls. The first few hours were quiet, too quiet. The castle's halls stretched endlessly, decorated with centuries-old portraits whose eyes seemed to follow us. The candlelit corridors cast long shadows, and every so often the air would turn ice-cold without reason. Then we heard it. A soft sobbing from down the hallway. It was faint, but unmistakable. We grabbed our cameras and followed the sound, but as we turned the corner, nothing. The hallway was empty. Hour 6, a paranormal encounter? At exactly 3:07 a.m., our cameras picked up something we couldn't explain. We had set up motion sensors in the ballroom, where Charlotte's ghost is said to appear. As we reviewed the footage later, we saw it, a shadowy figure in a green dress gliding past the doorway, and then vanishing. We ran to the ballroom, but when we got there, the air was thick with a metallic smell, almost like blood. The temperature had dropped so much that we could see our own breath. Hour 12. Dawn breaks, but the haunting continues. We survived the night, but the castle wasn't finished with us. As we packed our bags, the caretaker gave us a knowing look.
Did she visit you?
When we described what we had seen and heard, he only nodded.
You're lucky. Some guests never make it through the night.
As we drove away, I glanced back at the towering Chateau de Brissac, and for just a moment, in the highest window, I saw her, a figure in a tattered green dress, watching us leave.
Wait, did you hear that? Do you believe in ghosts? Yes, 100%, maybe, but I need proof. No, it's just stories. Would you dare to spend 24 hours in this haunted location? Tell us in the comments, if you're brave enough. Okay, this is unreal. I swear I just saw something move over there. If you see anything strange on the screen, comment the timestamp. We'll feature the best ghost sightings in our next video. Think you're fearless? Share this video with a friend and see if they would dare to visit.
Whether these places are truly haunted or just the result of centuries-old legends, one thing is certain, some stories are too eerie to ignore. But what do you think? Were these real paranormal encounters, or just tricks of the mind? Let us know in the comments below. Which haunted location gave you the biggest chills? Vote below! The Stanley Hotel, Chateau de Brissac, Bangar Fort, Aokigahara Forest, Pavilia Island. If you want part 2, where we explore even more terrifying places, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because trust me, the next story is even scarier. Dare to watch alone at night? See you in the next one, if you survive.